Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to Jive Tarot and your November freestyle. So we're kicking it with the freestyle this week. Check us out. Want to see what we can get Spirit to answer that we have not previously asked. Any sidelines, blind sides, things like that. Things that we don't necessarily see because they're so obvious. That's what we're checking out in this reading. I see a rising above and actually getting out there again. So whatever that means to you, Virgo, that's what's happening for the most part. Like there was an ending, there was a detrimental ending, something very powerfully or just overwhelming in your mind. Your thoughts were running wild and you finally got a foothold up that mountain. Now I'm going to take action. Yes, the shock factor's going. Yes, I'm collected myself. Right? I rested and regrouped, and now I'm kind of ready to maybe an experimentation even. Was this right? Did I think this was right? This was the right course of action, you know? All right, I do see there is a lack of action. It's just probably testing the waters because you're not really safe and secure. You don't feel very safe and secure actually putting it into practice, right? I see the Emperor, card of Aries, and the Ten of Cups. So the plan, the massive plan or the major goal, and we're going to get you out of there too, whatever you are, all right, is to put down the wands and have a plan for a happy, fulfilling, emotionally fulfilling life. That's the plan. That's what we're going to try to do. Although there might be some struggles or there was some struggles in the past, it wanted to come up like this. It's sitting like that. We're going to leave that kind of open-ended. If you are still struggling, just know that I see you and it's time to go ahead. And in the month of November, we're going to go ahead and start getting our chit together. Yes, chit. C-H-I-T, chit. I think it's a word. We'll look it up. Oh, okay. Well, right out the gate, we have that Four of Swords in reverse again with the Page of Swords. So as far as testing the water goes, when we are looking, we are experimenting, we're kind of stalking, we're kind of just seeing if our accusations or if our thoughts, our thought process was correct. You understand? We're just kind of like the clownfish peeping out of the anemone. We check it out, you know? Or are they talking to anybody else? Or have they been seen with anybody else? It's just the thought process. I'm not making action. I'm not taking action. I'm not really asking too many questions. I just have this overwhelming sense of paying attention, like really. All right. That emotional instability and that procrastination hoped, Virgo, there are so many swords this month, right? So there's an emotional drainage. I don't have a lot of emotion to put into this. I want to look further into, the Spirit just keeps bombarding me with all the information about you, Virgo. What I want to see is I want to see what's up with them. Because as you're testing the water or as you're coming out the box and you want to know something, you're trying to learn something, it's time to open that gate and see, right? So that we feel more content and more excited about taking action because we feel a little bit more secure, right? All right, what deck is going to tell me about the person that Virgo is dealing with? You. All right, so this is the one, Virgo. Let's see what it has to say. I want to look more into the person that Virgo is dealing with. Can you do that for me? What's going on with them? What's going on with the person that Virgo is dealing with? Yeah, I figured it was a big old conversation. Okay, so the Five of Cups, they have a lot of loss and regret. They seem to be reaching for something that is almost unattainable because it is past, because it is over, because it is destroyed, or in another way. Let's see. I have the Six of Cups, although they are more or less reminiscing about how good things used to be. The Nine of Swords, but are very concerned and worried. If I come out the box, will it just be like it was last month? Will it just be like it was again? I have the Knight of Swords. They don't want to say anything. They don't really want to talk about it. They don't want to go through it. And the Page of Cups, but they do feel slightly apologetic. Like they feel sorry. It's a longing. It's a mourning. The Page of Cups with the Five of Cups leads me to believe it's more like a yearning, a missing. It's not an apology. I don't feel like this person thinks that they need to apologize, but they definitely feel your absence. They definitely feel that you're not there or not around. Queen of Swords, but the longer you hang back, I think the longer they have that open space to kind of accuse you. Well, this happened because they want somebody else. This happened because Virgo is cheating. You know, it's easy to flip the script when there's not a lot of information present, which on your side, you're coming to see if they were doing the same. Do you understand? So it's a two-ended conversation right here where, you know, neither one of you are doing any dirt, but both of you think that there's a possibility that there are, you know. Yes, you. A little bit more about the person that Virgo is dealing with, please, as we understand that they're, how about that argument? What was the indifference? What was the ends at? Queen of Swords. All right. So the Queen of Swords tells me that the argument was more or less one side had fact base kind of information and the other one just was failing to see their way of thinking. Now, this could be anything from how I hang my bathroom towels after I shower so that they can dry, you know, versus how to cut the grass or if to have kids, or it could be anything. How to deal with a specific person, or whether to talk to a specific person any longer or not. Could be a plethora of things there, Virgo. But whatever the issue was, it seems like one party did have something to stand on and defend themselves with. And the other was just dogmatic and kind of concrete in their thinking, steel mind, you know, unable to change your perspective or see things from a different point of view. The big thing about relationships, Virgo, is that it's a flexibility. You're not a creator and a creator. You're co-creating. So there are going to be some differences in opinions, and it's just best to try to work with the flexibility. Even when we're building muscles or bodybuilding, we often counteract the bodybuilding with flexibility training. You understand? Okay, so I see the Five of Pentacles. I see that is what caused the alienation. That's what caused the hiatus. That's what caused the separation in the first place, is that one person had, I've studied this. I've watched it happen, you know, from the back burner. And you just won't believe that what I say is true. The King of Coins, there is still some stability here. I don't see an absolute and permanent separation. I do see two hard-headed people being inflexible. That's what I see, Virgo. Just telling it like it is. All right, let's see. This deck didn't want to be shuffled, so we're not going to shuffle it, yeah? Judgment in reverse. No, now you see this is telling me no second chances. One of you guys is moving forward confidently, strong, secure, happy. Understanding the world doesn't revolve around them. It's kind of like a humility thing because they're kind of getting over the loss and regret in the Five of Cups, and the wheel is spinning forward. If you go ahead and take a look at all those wonderful cards right there, it pretty much tells the story cut and dry with the no second chances. So this looks like a missed opportunity for the most part because we were too solid in our mind frame that we couldn't be flexible or be considerate or compassionate about the other person. Now, because this is a November read and we are just now at the beginning of November, please, I hope this reading gets to you before the situation transpires or happens and you are able to come to terms with and accept things for what they are. Just be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more caring, a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more understanding that the person and the relationship itself is better than being right. Oftentimes I get put in situations where I know what the truth is. But if you don't trust me or if you don't believe me, we're going to do it your way. I'll go through the briar bush again. I'll go through the muddy ditches again. I'll get stuck in the mud again, just so that you learn firsthand. I'm not going to leave you or abandon you. But being right is not the most important part in a discussion about the relationship. The discussion about the relationship, the most important part is learning how to work together, right? Let it go. So one of you have got to be able to let this struggle go. If you want an outcome like this, then you've got to be able to allow those petty differences and arguments. You've got to be able to let them go, Virgo. And I'm directing it more at you because that's just, I'm talking to you and it feels more comfortable that way. But if you find that it's the other person that just needs to let it go, understand that that's just as good an opportunity to test out the boundaries of flexibility and not having to be right. I don't have to show this person anything. I have to be compassionate while they grow through and learn this soul lesson. Okay, no, I do see a complete cycle. With the world flopping up like that, first and foremost, I do see it's not going to work. I do see a complete cycle. I do see that this is definitely kind of rolling to the end. So it might be the end of the soul lesson for you, but for the most part, I hope you took away something. And I see block communication towards the end of the month. This is some BS right here, Virgo. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull 3 cards because I just want to see a roundabout summary. You know, what's happening, what's going on with you. What do I feel? You. Okay. Okay, so I still feel like there's, besides this final nail in the coffin kind of thing and the Dear John letter, I feel like there's, okay, 9 of Swords, there's something that you should stop worrying about and transform or change past, right? The 9 of Swords in reverse. And even if it's not fair, even if it's unjust, even if they fail to see the truth of the matter or they fail to see what's actually what you know. You know, just because I see it as 6 doesn't mean you don't see it as 9. That could just be the fork in the road, you know. But the King of Cups, I do still see it pulling at your heartstrings. I see it being hurtful. I see it being painful. I see it being emotionally draining and kind of hopeless or helpless feeling. But, you know, just breathe through it, Virgo. We kind of got this. I think that we have this under control. Yes. Sorry to have delivered such a bad message, but if you would, please like, comment, subscribe. Do hit the bell if you want to be informed next time I upload. And until next time, Virgo, thanks for stopping by at Jive Tarot.